So I want to talk about the Ark of the Covenant, but more so where it gets its name from. I want to talk about the idea that runs through with Aaron. Now Aaron is actually, you run into Aaron Yahweh. It's how they actually said the Ark of the Covenant. It's interesting that he ended up using that and what it meant to be an ark. It was actually to be able to be lifted up, to be higher. He was the leader. That's where you get an archangel. It was the higher order of it. And you can get into it if you really want to and see how even the whole idea of these cherubim, the seraphim, the ophanim, and the way that they ended up having these are all children of God, in the Elohim. But furthermore, what did Aaron do? You know what I love about this is that God ended up finding someone that he could exponentially increase in life. And he went to Moshe and he said, well, I'm going to use you because you used to already have all this. And you ended up actually giving a lot of it away to be able to be married, to go into a new land, be able to clear your name. I'm going to lift you back up. But he made complaints. He said, well, what if they don't believe you? Who am I going to say you are? He said, tell them Asher Achaye. Even in that, in the introduction of it, actually when he uses the word for Asher, it was the who, the what, the when, the where, and the why. But that's another thing entirely. When Aaron ended up getting chosen, Aaron was a shepherd. He ended up having it to where Aaron never had all of that great. He'd always had that life. He'd always just had a little bit. God said, you know what? I can't just add to you. He says, I have to have it exponential. I'm going to lift you up exponentially. And when Aaron came in, not only did they end up leaving with that Ark of the Covenant, that Aaron Yahweh from Egypt, but also what you end up seeing is that he started saying, well, I'm going to clothe you better too. Can you imagine being in a desert and God saying, I'm going to put you on with blue and purple and red silks with bells and whistles? Imagine that. This guy ended up having a look that where when you looked at him, you could not say to yourself, my God, I can't believe this man. He used to be the lowest in society. He had nothing. I remember him walking around, cleaning up the sheep, all of the things on the trash in this world. And God lifted him up and put him in royal words. Well, actually, not only the words that he ended up having over the people, the royal work that he did, but also the royal dressings. He gave him that, actually, the Aaron Yahweh is part of what he was overseeing with the Ark of the Covenant and leading under the people. He showed them how to make the tabernacle, how to make that Holy of Holies. He looked into it and built up a new way to build this. The whole way, and the whole idea is that when you end up being willing to use you, God's going to give you more. And imagine, realize this, that wherever you are in life, when you're willing to use God, God can lift you up. He can exponentially increase your life and be able to show you how to take you from where you were to where he can clothe you in a royal garment and give you that through the love that you do through Jesus Christ and through the blessings of God. This is Rev Kasey Carroll, Madison, praying for that blessing and that understanding, that area to work for you. God bless.